Hello and welcome everybody to this Xbox Life episode 354 Halo TV. Excuse me. I am Brun BJ Swig 33. Along with me are the two other wonderful hosts of the show. We have in the middle Mark,
What's up, everybody?
also known as Wingman 7 and below him is Rob.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rob, also known as Presar. Hello, hello.
And we have a pretty sizable show, I think, as far as topics are concerned. So
Let's get going.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Mark, welcome back.
Oh my goodness! Nice background.
Oh, why? Thank you.
You need to like close the TXL window so everyone can see it.
Well, to do that,
Front.
I have to like uncheck all of the windows here. Hold on, I'll get there.
Okay.
I think one more. There we go.
Why you do that, or delay here for me to see it? This was thrown up in our Facebook group. This was done by Sean. They call me Imes. He did this. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, using the website. I've seen them. I've seen a lot of them everywhere. And for the people that are listening to the show and not watching us on Twitch, we are on Twitch, by the way. Every Wednesday at 10 p.m. and then we take that audio and put it out as an MP3. It is one of the straight out of
Compton.
Yeah, straight out of Compton type things, but it's straight out of this Xbox Life, and it is Mark firing his. I believe that is a Springfield XD.
Yeah, so here's even funnier, and I just realized it. So before the show started, I told Rob and Braun, stop talking about the stuff in the Twitch. Our audio listeners don't get it. So as soon as we start, I see that, and I'm like, hey, look at the wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the background. That's cool. So I did exactly what I told those guys to stop doing. Nice.
Yeah. Well, and I also mentioned you're in the middle, and Rob's on the bottom of the screen, and so I failed miserably right off the bat. But we'll get to that.
Out of the box.
So, yeah. So, all right, welcome back, Mark. And yes, you are the background today for the people that are watching. So, but before we get to our topics and everything, let's hit what we've been playing. And Rob, as I said last week, you did not disappoint me. Tell everybody what you played.
I've been playing one of my most absolute favoritist games of all time on the Xbox, and that was Shadow Complex. And I played it on my Xbox One courtesy of backwards compatibility. Woo-hoo. I got a little Christmas present in, what month is this? August. Christmas present in August, and it was amazing. So, just like was mentioned last week? Yeah, last week. Shadow Complex came online with backwards compatibility. And if you haven't played this game, definitely give it a shot. I can't imagine it being very expensive. It's got to be just a few bucks.
$24.99.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Because I think it was like 20 when it came out. Actually, I'll check it in a minute here.
Back up now because of backwards compatibility.
Yeah, if they were smart.
If you'd have bought it a month ago, it would have been probably half price.
Yeah, it would have been like $4. But yeah, it plays really well, and it's just a fantastic game. I actually started it from scratch. I'm about halfway through it now, I think. Invested a fair amount of time in it. And even though I'm not collecting any achievements or anything like that, it's still fun. Yeah. It's an amazing game for a game that is now, probably 6 years old?
Oh, it's older than that.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. It probably came out. Well, no, you're probably right. You're probably right. It probably came out in, 2009? I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it was around 2009 to 2010, something like that. But if you're not familiar with this game, it's a game that came out on the 360 a number of years back. It's kind of like a platform game where you're playing kind of like a spy or a commando guy or something like that, and you're taking out the bad guy. It's got a little bit of humor in it, and just a lot of really cool gameplay. The game sort of in a small way, reminded me of Ori and the Blind Forest, or actually, it'd be the other way around. Ori reminds me of Shadow Complex. When I was playing it, I'm like, yeah, there's some similarities. Initially you can't go in the water for very long because Ori drowns, as does the guy from Shadow Complex. But then eventually you get the ability to go underwater, and you improve your shooting, and you're able to get to areas where you couldn't. So there's quite a few similarities between the two games, although Shadow Complex is way, way, way easier than Ori. But I can also say if you like Ori, you'll probably like Shadow Complex as well. So it's a game that I think stood the test of time. It's still pretty decent, 6 years later or whatever it is. And I'm now ready for Shadow Complex 2.
It came out August 19th, 2009.
Yeah, almost exactly 6 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's next week is the 19th, so.
So definitely worth. Did you see the price on it?
Oh no, I saw it
It's
on
not in the store.
So,
Oh, okay.
but
Here, I'll put it up. I'll pull it up on Xbox Live.
Cool.
Or Xbox site.
All right.
But that's about it for me. Oh, and I did get in on the Windows 10 Minecraft beta.
Oh yeah.
So I've been tinkering around with that for a little bit. And speaking about Windows 10, also, I was given a code from Zero Viper for Windows 10. Much appreciated. It's going to come in very handy. I got to get my system upgraded because it did not upgrade. One of my systems didn't.
Huh.
Ooh.
All right.
So, yeah, thanks again, Zero Viper. And that's about it for me.
Cool.
$14.99 for Shadow Complex.
Yep.
$15.
Still
Yes,
worth it. Still worth it, by the way.
Still worth it. Very much so.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll jump in real quick because mine's going to be quick. Rocket League, of course, on PC. A lot more Battlefield 4 on PC. I know somebody mentioned in the Facebook group they play Battlefield 4. I want to play Battlefield 4 on the Xbox One. I will gladly play on the Xbox One. I don't have as many unlocks or whatever. It may take me a little bit to get used to it. But I'll definitely play on there. And I even have Hardline as well. Destiny and NHL 15. Now, if anybody plays PC games and they want to play Battlefield 4 on PC, I'll play there as well if you want to. And I play in a clan with a group. It's 80K gamers, so if you're interested in anything like that, but I'll play about anywhere. So, big Battlefield fan. So, but that's all I played.
Hey, Braun, did you get an invite today from Xbox Live to participate in the Battlefield 4 community test environment on Xbox One?
I got that. Actually, had that last week, I think.
I got that message today. I'm not gonna do it, but what is it?
So CTE, it's called Battlefield. It's community test environment, CTE. Basically, it's where they put out what they're going to push out, either in patches or like you'll see some of the new maps and stuff that they're going to push out, like to as DLC and stuff like that. It's the environment for people to go play it and test it. So it's basically like a beta environment.
Oh, okay.
So it's they've been doing that ever since like right after they really messed up Battlefield 4. They went out afterwards after they started to fix it a little bit. Then they went to CTE and they got a lot more stuff done, and I believe it's really helped them a lot. So it's nice that they have it. They actually have a CTE for Hardline on the PC, which I'm in. But nobody's on any of the servers there. So, yeah, that's what CT is.
All right. Well, let's see. What did I play? I've played some. If you guys are familiar with the Hasbro Family Game Channel or whatever it's called.
Yep.
The last two games that were still waiting have been released. They were Scrabble and Boggle. So I actually bought both of those and played some of those. It's kind of fun. It's like lately I've been in kind of a funk, and I just have no desire to play anything. But it's like like solitaire, Sudoku, or Boggle, or Scrabble, it's like I can sit there and do that. I don't know. It's like anything else, I just have no desire to play. But I actually did finally go back and play some Call of Duty Ghosts this week. I finally finished the campaign on the Xbox One version. I couldn't believe how close I was. All I had to do was like 2 missions. That was it. I was done. Well, not like a couple years later. And then I also dove into World of Tanks, and I gave that a shot on the Xbox One. I remember trying it one time on the 360, and I'm like, whatever, lame. So I saw Wrangler Actual, who you guys might remember as, I think he was Romulan 117 back when he was a guest on our show. So he was playing it. So I sent him over a party invite and started talking to him because he was actually playing at the time. And I said, hey, I was going to give this a shot. And he actually kind of talked me through some of the things. And I actually had some fun with it. It was actually kind of a fun little game. So I actually even played a little bit of it today, just with randoms, and actually had a fun time. It's kind of a neat little game. I think there's a lot to it, and the only hard time I have right now is like for some reason I keep turning the wrong way. I get my tank mixed up. All of a sudden I'm driving backwards and I think I'm going forwards, and somehow I've swung my turret around to the back of the tank, and then I'm pushing forward, and I'm like going super slow because I'm really backing up, even though I think I'm going forward. But it's a fun little game, and it's free. I mean, if anybody's looking for something free to play, World of Tanks is pretty fun. So, but that's what I've been playing.
Isn't that one of those games that you really have to start investing into it to get anywhere?
There is real world money. You can purchase stuff.
Right.
I haven't put any money into it. I think you can get around it, but if you're going to not put the money into it, you're probably going to put a lot of time into the game.
Yeah.
Be able to get the stuff you want to make your tanks better and stuff.
So you can grind through the things then.
Yeah, I don't know when I played on the PC how much fun that is when the people that spend the money have like better tanks than you do, and you're running around, you know, in like the lowest level tank. You know, you don't last as long. But it all depends. It all depends on what you do, what you would consider fun. I still had fun playing it.
I was playing a level 1 tank. So what, like Randy, the Wrangler Actual, he calls them the lawnmowers. So I was actually in this lawnmower, if you will, and I was on a team, and it got down to be me by myself against 2 enemies. And I could see where one was. One more shot, he was toast, right? And I had no idea where the second guy was. I hadn't seen him spotted. I wasn't sure where he was. But I couldn't hit the one guy. I couldn't hit the tank. But I could see that he had one. I could have just spit on him. He would have been dead. So instead of going after him, I'm like, I'm going to go over here and try to capture the base and see if I can actually win the game. I'm the only guy left on my team, and I'm in the level 1 tank. And I had that thing about halfway, because it's real slow when you're by yourself to capture, but I had about halfway captured. All of a sudden the alert thing went off, and I looked to my right, and there was the guy that had like just a sliver of health, and I was trying to turn my turret to him, and he started shooting at me, and of course, so I started to try to move to back up, and I was aimed wrong, so I'm like, I wanted to go forward, and I was backing up, so I was going really slow. And just as my turret come and swung on him, I blew up.
Oh.
If I could have gotten one shot off on that guy, I would have had him. Or if I had not gotten my controls mixed up, which way's forward and backwards, I could have dodged a shot and got a shot off on him. And I don't know where the other guy was at. So there's a chance I could have pulled a win out of that. But it was like really exciting, and I was like, I'm trying to like move, tank, move, and even though I got destroyed, it was like that was fun. That was because I'm just sitting down there like I know I'm a sitting duck. I'm at this flat, I'm in the valley, and like if someone's got the sniper tank, they can look down at you, and I'm like, I'm in a little tank. I'm in a light tank. So I can't take much damage, but it was fun. So good game, enjoyable.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah, having it be fun that's the number one thing. Doesn't matter how much it costs.
True. Very true.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So I think that's it for what we've been playing.
Yep.
And I didn't change the icons. So before we get to our topics and Mark's talk, he wants to have a quick, short discussion about what he missed last week when we talked Gamescom.
He missed everything.
Yes, but
be there.
yeah. So we have if you go to Patreon.com, if anybody's familiar, you go there. You can sign up for like a monthly to be a patron of this Xbox Life, and it's kind of like a monthly subscription to help out the show. That is patreon.com/thisXboxLife. Or if you don't like to do, you're really not into the monthly thing, and you want to just send out a one-time donation or like, hey, here's a couple of dollars, you can throw out a tip at twitchalerts.com/donate/thisXboxLife. And nothing's expected, but everything's appreciated. So, and now we're into roundtable. So, Mark, I will let you, like this week, you kind of threw out all the topics. I'm going to let you take it from here, and I'm going to sit back and relax. I'm going to lean back a little bit, bring my mic to me. All right. It's all you.
Well, yeah, I was so upset that I couldn't be here last week, but I had a family thing I had to do for my kids, so, that was more important. But what I wanted to, one thing, and I'm not going to go over anything from Gamescom. You guys did an awesome job. Kudos to you guys. You covered everything. You did a great job. One thing I wanted to ask was when they talked about the Crackdown 3 multiplayer with the city. Now, and I don't know. I don't think this was covered last week, but yes, I know you, Brun and Rob, you said that the game does have a new city. That's correct.
Yep.
So the campaign supposedly is in a new city. What they also said was the multiplayer is a completely different city. So we're getting 2 cities to play in. And the multiplayer is 100% destructible. Now, one thing I was wondering, do you guys remember about maybe 6-8 months ago, we were talking about DX12 coming to the Xbox One, and we were talking about this video that showed these buildings collapsing, and it was the difference between DX11 and DX12?
I think so, yes.
I think it was shown, I want to say it was shown at...
It was last E3, wasn't it?
I don't think it was Build, because you were at Build this year, right, Brun?
Yeah, it was not at Build. Actually, I got my Build shirt on.
I think it might be Game Developers Conference. I think that's what it was. It might have been Game Developers Conference, but... They had a video and they were showing like the frame rate, and it was like it was a DX11, DX12 doing the identical thing, destructing these buildings, and it was talking about how many all of a sudden like the DX11 just froze up and the DX12 just kept going,
right? And
it just kept going, and all this stuff was going. There was some number crunching in there. I'll bet you that was the test bed for Crackdown 3, and we didn't do it. I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, dude, because we saw that, and that was with DX12, and this game's going to come out next year. We'll have DX12 on the Xbox by the end of this year when it gets upgraded to all the Windows 10, and I'm like, that has to be it. I'll bet you that was their little initial test bed.
Yeah. Did you happen to see, like, I think it was on IGN, they did a video showing like them destroying, and they kind of sat down with one of the developers.
Ooh, no, I did not see it.
I'll have to send it, or maybe we can post it in the Facebook group. But at a high level, just to give you what it is like they were going through and playing and showing stuff, and he cuts to this mode where he shows, I'm going to say the word, and you guys are going to bust me for it, different colors. Different colors of buildings, and you would look around and it was just like full scale, like solid. So these buildings over, to your left were blue, to the front of you were pink, to the left of you were yellow. I mean, and they're all different ones. And he was saying each different color of these buildings are actually running on separate servers.
Right.
So
I did hear that it was like, I think that demo or like one multiplayer game is going to take like 11 servers.
Well, so, and as they were going through, they brought up another icon thing in the left-hand screen, and it looked like a little cloud, and it was a bar. And that was the cloud servers that Xbox Live always talks about, and everybody's like, oh yeah, cloud servers, blah, blah, blah. That's, that's not going to do anything. But they were showing as the game was, as the buildings and stuff were falling, like all the processing power that it was taking. And as they were doing it, like they had like 2 cloud servers, and the bar was full on the top one, and the second one was filling up. And as soon as it filled up, a third server came down and started to fill up, and then a fourth one came down and started to fill up. They said they were destroying so many things. I think he said the record was like 18 servers that were spinning up and just picking up. So instead of lagging, it was just picking up and spinning up another server. And I mean, if you guys are into tech and programming and stuff like that, it is definitely worth, I think it's like 12 minutes long, and he goes through that whole explanation. It is really cool. And just to think about what's happening there, and to think about what you would have if you didn't have the cloud-based processing. Like, yeah, you might be able to do the whole server thing. I'm not 100% sure if you could or not. But really, it would be all in your box to process all that.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe if the Xbox had better RAM, like DDR5 or something, it might help, or like double the RAM and DDR5. I mean, I know the PlayStation has better RAM than what the Xbox has in it, but this cloud stuff may actually make up for that. I mean, it may not even be possible on anything else other than an Xbox One. And I just think that's neat.
Having extra servers, that beats faster RAM and better RAM.
Well, yeah, it does. I'm just saying, like, I don't know for sure. I'd have to ask, like, we'd have to ask a developer, like, hey, if you couldn't do this, would this be possible? Or could you do this, like, let's say, on the PlayStation or something like that? I mean, the answer may be no, and that's not a bad answer. It's nothing on the PlayStation's fault. I'm just saying, tech-wise and things like that, it is so cool. I mean, that's neat. That's some neat stuff. Definitely as a nerdy computer guy like myself, so.
Well, that's going to be like, I mean, PSN, basically, Xbox Live's always been the premier gaming service. And PS Plus is now, I think, would say probably pretty much matched Xbox Live feature for feature. From my understanding, I don't have PlayStation Plus, so if you're a PlayStation Plus member and it doesn't, don't hate me. But from what I've heard from people who are on there, it's pretty much equal. So they've kind of caught up, and but now this is like, okay, now we've got the cloud, and they've been talking about that. And now you're going to see it in action. And now also with DX12 coming, and I don't know why Microsoft is not talking about this more. Maybe they're just waiting to see what the press does, or letting their actions speak louder than their words. But once we have come November and everybody's got the Windows 10 download on here, and this becomes a Windows 10 box, and we have DX12 on this box, oh my goodness, the whole 1080p thing goes right out the window. You're not going to have that anymore. And you might actually start seeing where the Xbox is going to be better. And then plus, and even if it's just equal, if we match up now, plus the cloud, and being able to spin up these servers, and if it works, that's the big thing. I don't have a whole lot of faith on the internet. Oh, we're just going to spin up another server. If it works when you've got everybody playing it, because you got to have enough of those. If you've got 100,000 people playing online multiplayer, how many servers are you going to be able to spin up at one time if you need them? So we'll see, but I'm really excited about that aspect of it, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really neat. So,
all right. So, anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm so stoked for Crackdown 3 today. I cannot wait. that's one. If they put it on there to pre-order today, I'd probably just say, yeah, here's my money. I know it's not coming out for 2 years, but you can have my money today.
Take my money.
Yeah, take it, please. Because that's one difference. If you pre-order on the Xbox, you pay in full right then and there.
Yeah.
So, no, stop listening. Okay, so we're going to go into the next story here, and this I thought was real interesting because we've heard that the Microsoft TV division, they were shuttered, they were shut down. So I thought all these TV shows were canceled.
Right.
Well, it looks like the Steven Spielberg produced Halo TV series is actually still alive and well, and this is the one that it was gonna be on Xbox, live first, and then they shifted it over to Showtime, which really stinks because I don't have Showtime.
I do.
As a Halo and Xbox fan, I won't be able to watch it.
Hey, there's a app called Showtime app. I can get you in there. So you'll be all right.
All right.
Covered.
So it looks like this series was first announced by Spielberg in 2013. Then we heard shortly after the series would debut in the fall of 2015 alongside Halo 5, though Showtime's participation was never officially announced. Since then, there's been little movement on the series, and clearly it was not going to make that projected debut on the Halo live action adaptation from the Halo Nightfall. We've seen that, but let's see. They said today, this was August 11th, which was yesterday. So at the Television Critics Association press tour, Showtime was asked Showtime president David Nevins if he could give any update on Halo and if it was even still something Showtime was involved. He had a very quick answer, but one that did seem to indicate that there continues to be a very good chance of seeing the series down the line, as he simply answered, it's still in development, still in very active development. So I think that's kind of cool. I was kind of stoked to see. I'd like to see another Halo TV show. I didn't care for the Nightfall. I didn't care for that at all. I thought that was really poor. But Forward Unto Dawn is still the best shows that, period. I mean, it stands above in my opinion, stands above some actual feature films that are in the theaters. I mean, it was just done very well, and they had really good things. So, hope to see that. If it does, Brun, I'll be sure to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I know they canceled and closed down their whole TV. Like, they were going to get into the entertainment business or whatever, and it's kind of once that was gone, it almost seemed like everything was gone. But
because they only produced two things, right? The soccer thing and then the Atari thing, right? Those were both part of the entertainment.
I think so. Quantum Break TV stuff was somehow, I think, tied into them as well. But stuff is still going to happen. Ooh, is that a story I got? I got to talk to you guys about this real quick. That's a good thing. I don't know if you guys heard too, and I can't remember if you mentioned it. I don't think so. I think this was something I just read this week. The video movies. So the movie in Quantum Break, you're playing as the main character. So I guess you're the good guys. And then the videos, once you've progressed or you completed a certain portion of the story, you're going to see a video, a TV movie, so to speak, a TV episode. And I think they said there's going to be 4 of them. And it's like you're going to see the story from the enemy's side, from their point of view. And they were saying these episodes are going to be like 22 minutes long. So my concern is, I sit down to play, I'm 5 minutes in or 10 minutes in, and all of a sudden I hit this cutscene and I'm sitting there for 22 minutes watching TV.
Yeah, doesn't it remind you of like Metal Gear Solid, like MGS4?
Well, I never played it, but I heard people saying that there were some huge long cutscenes.
45 minutes in some of them.
You couldn't skip or anything like that. And I don't know if we're going to be able to skip these, but what do you guys think about that? Having all of a sudden have to stop and sit and watch 22 minutes they said these episodes were going to each be 22 minutes long.
I don't mind it as much because I know it going in. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things like, you know, hey, I know that I'm going to bump into this episode or this 22-minute episode, so, you know, I got a couple hours, I'm going to be able to do this. And hopefully it's one of those things where if you stop, you know, it's unlocked in a little area where you can go back and watch it.
Okay, that looks like that might be the case.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's being reported to me that they unlock, but they don't play until you play it. So
Right.
I if that's the case, that would be awesome because then I yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch this, you know. But if I'm just playing and it's like, no, I don't want to take 22 minutes or a half hour to watch a TV show. I want to play.
Yeah.
So that's cool. All right. So the next thing, I know we got some Diablo 3 gamers in here. There has been an expansion hinted at by a job listing. So I guess on the Blizzard career site, there was a listing for an art director on an unannounced project. It requests potential candidates have a passion for games with a deep understanding of the Diablo franchise. So people are thinking that this could be an expansion for Diablo 3. Heck, it could be Diablo 4. I would hope to see a full-on next game, personally, instead of just an expansion of the current one. But
Or maybe it's an expansion for Hearthstone.
no.
Yeah.
No. They already announced, that was the other thing, that in Gamescom, it was, let's see, news on every other Blizzard Blizzard titles announced at last week's GameCon, in Cologne making an update on the Diablo series, notable by its absence. So new Hearthstone cards were revealed alongside new characters coming to unreleased shooter Overwatch, heroes in the Heroes of the Storm, and the World of Warcraft expansion Legion. So this, you know, they already announced all that, and this one is saying you got to have a deep understanding of the Diablo franchise. So that's where it's getting its credence. So maybe as we hear anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Yep.
Ron, would you rather have an expansion or Diablo 4?
I would say, well, if I say Diablo 4, I know it's not going to be for another 3 years.
That's true.
So I will take, you know, they're probably, you know, making Diablo 4, but I would definitely take an expansion. You know, usually you get like a couple, 2 or 3 expansions, I think, and then go from there. So
They've only done what, one, right, so far?
yeah. Yes, Reaper of Souls. So, but yeah, Diablo 3 is awesome. I mean, I definitely want more Diablo 3. And you know, you never know if Diablo's still alive. Yes. So.
All right, Rob. So, Rob, get your calculator out. Do me a favor and take $60 and multiply
Okay.
by 54 million.
Divided by or multiplied by?
Multiply it. 54 million. What number is that?
3 billion. 3.2 billion.
$3.2 billion. So, Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 54 million copies. Now, granted, they probably didn't sell everyone at $60. Some might have been on sale, but we'll just use $60, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a popular game. It probably hasn't gone on sale a whole lot. $3.2 billion is an unbelievable amount of money to make off a single title. That it just blows my mind. And the question that comes to my mind when I saw this, 54 million copies. What does that say about gamers playing GTA?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
No, I mean, does that... It just kind of made me think, like...
We're doing it in video games, so we don't do it in real life.
Well, maybe that's true. Maybe. But I was like, man, there's a lot of people slapping their hose around and running over cops and I don't know, whatever. Just, it's just whatever else is going on. But I know it's not a good game as morally or ethically a good game. Might be fun, good fun, and all that type of stuff. But 54 million. I mean, isn't that mind-boggling to you guys, or is it just me?
Oh, that's a
That's
lot.
a
I mean,
lot.
what's Call of Duty? Has any single Call of Duty hit that high?
I'd have to look that up.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a lot, and the funny thing is I forget what podcast. I think it might have been Beyond. I was listening to, and they were talking about this actually, and then they said, some person wrote in and said, who's a better, in your mind, what would you prefer to have, Rockstar, or they said Naughty Dog, because obviously it's a PlayStation podcast. Now Naughty Dog makes fantastic games, but they said, oh no, I'd take Naughty Dog completely over, Rockstar. Even though Rockstar is good, I'll take Naughty Dog because they do this and this. I'm just like, man, are you kidding me? Besides, yes, GTA, but I'm thinking like Red Dead. I mean, that game was fantastic too, but somebody's like, I don't want another Red Dead or GTA, and I'm just like, really? You don't want another Red Dead Redemption? That game was awesome. And I never even beat it yet. I'm waiting for backwards compatibility.
No,
Well, it looks like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is the biggest Call of Duty. So let's see, so the Xbox 360 sold 14.5 million copies. The PlayStation 3 was 13.25 million copies. So
27.
that's 30, was that 27?
Yeah.
28 million copies. So it's just over half.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, what? I don't know. Destiny's pretty huge. I could look that one up too.
Oh, they're not at 54 million.
But yeah, Destiny's only at 5, 6. They're under 10 million. So
Yeah,
they're-
that's insane. That's
Call of
crazy.
Duty it looks like Call of Duty is the largest franchise out there, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, and it's almost doubled what the best-selling Call of Duty game has sold.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane. That's a lot of GTA. So,
oh yeah.
very
World
cool.
I mean, that doesn't even include the money that they got from DLC, and you can buy money for that too, can't you? Like in-game money.
I think so. Yeah, you can. I forget what they're called. There's something that you get that gets you in-game money. But yeah, because I know like whenever they would do their sales, they would still sell the game plus a couple of those, like which gives you like $1 million or something like that in the online mode. But they would sell it for $60 instead of discounting the game down to 30. They would just tack things into it and keep it at 60. Because they know it's just like, oh, we'll give you $1 million of in-game money, because really shark cards. Thank you. They're called shark cards. So it's like really they make it seem like they're giving you something, but they're really not giving you anything. You're just giving them money. So, but yeah, very cool.
So the future of the gaming world looks bleak.
No.
There's a lot of bad people out there. So I'm one of them. I bought the game on the 360. I didn't play it much and didn't really care for it, but
Yeah, I have it as well.
so I'm part of that. So I'm talking bad about me. I'm an evil person. It's just, my goodness, it's such a large amount of people playing probably the most just corrupted, vile game that's out there. That's why I'm saying, what's it say about us? All right, it means we just like Brun said, it's keeping us from doing it in real life, maybe. So,
Yeah.
Real quick, I just thought this was interesting. It's been mentioned that EA may be publishing some Xbox 360 games into the Vault, to the EA Access Vault, for backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
So, I was trying to think outside of all just putting all their sports titles up.
Nope. See, like, to me, like, okay, I was thinking about this because okay, you put up your latest, your old 360. You put out your latest NCAA because there's no new NCAA game, right? You put out things like Burnout Paradise.
Ooh,
You can
ooh,
put
Burnout Paradise.
yeah, well yeah, that to me like if there's any 360 game, I want that one. Just because they haven't made a Burnout forever because
And they won't. Those
yeah,
guys went for speed.
yeah, Criterion's doing Need for Speed. Of course, you have your needs for other Need for Speed games out there. Mirror's Edge was another one. You know, the original Mirror's Edge. So, oh yeah, the entire Dragon Age series would be hopefully be out there because Dragon Age Inquisition it's out there now in the vault if you guys haven't noticed. So,
You could maybe put Mass Effect 2 and 3 out there then.
oh yeah, Mass Effect. Yeah, that'd be good as well. So, but yeah, there's a lot of games that I think they could put out there. As far as their sports titles, I would say those are the things you don't have to put out there because we have all unless it's like a discontinued sports title, but we have everything else. So, or we have like at least the year-old version. All the 2015 versions of their sports titles are out there. So, but Battlefield, Bad Company 2 could be put out there. That'd be cool. So, yeah, I hope they do it. That'd be good. So.
We'll see. We'll keep you updated as we get more details on that. So the last thing, and this, I think, Rob and Brun, you might have thought, what the heck is this story in here?
Yep, guilty.
I have a point. So I sent to Rob and Brun, I said, hey, we need to talk about this story about Wolf developer disbanding, unable to deliver Kickstarter rewards for a game. So called Wolfie the Red Hood Diaries, right? So the whole point of this was not to talk about this developer going bust, but it was the fact that this was a Kickstarter project that failed, or I guess they put out, I think it was going to be episodic, so they put out the first episode of the game and then went bust. So the people that backed the Kickstarter are not even able to get their rewards, and it's just done and over. It's gone. They're not going to get that stuff. So I was kind of wondering, I've been kind of waiting for this to happen. I've been waiting for a developer that says, oh, buy the season pass before the game even comes out, which I've done. And then the game doesn't sell, so I'm waiting for them to say, oh, we're not doing DLC. And then are you going to get your season pass money back? This kind of falls into that same category. So I'm curious, do you guys think, are you surprised it took this long for something like this to happen? Or do you think it has happened, we just haven't heard about it? And would it impact you guys on doing Kickstarters if you were one of these people? So I know, Brun, you've done some Kickstarters. I think, Rob, you have too, right? For like board games and stuff?
Yeah, I've done a whole bunch of them. And even in the board game space, there's starting to be, a couple of incidences where the companies are going under and such. In fact, there was a game, I don't know, that maybe 2 months ago actually had some FTC intervention, and they're kind of using that as a precedent, I think, for other cases of where people are just going away with the money. And people just have to understand that Kickstarter is not a pre-order system.
Right.
You are investing in something that may or may not happen.
Right. Yeah, and I know that going in, but that's when I kickstarted the Universum, that's a little God World game type thing, if you want to think of it that way. It's still in development. I get updates for them. They're behind schedule. But to me, I'm just like, I knew is like, well, I could or could not get this, but I don't jump into like those massive high tier amounts that promise all those awards, because I know Like, well, I just want the game. I'm going to give you what I need to get the game. You show me some results, and then I'll think about pitching in a little more here or there. And some people do that. But you got Star Citizen, right? That one's massive. That started as a Kickstarter, but you're buying $500, $600 ships, right? Well, some people are playing Star Citizen. I guess you can get it if you Kickstart it, you can play it. But it's just like, they keep adding to it. And I'm like, when's this game ever going to get finished? To me, it's just like, it's never ending. It's never going to finish. Where you can turn around and play Elite Dangerous right now, which is somewhat similar to Star Citizen, not as a Star Citizen's more features and everything. But that's the thing, is they keep scope creeping themselves, and it seems like to me like they're never going to get to the end. But yeah, it's just like, I knew that I may or may not get the game, but to me it's like, you know what, these guys look like they're trying to do something cool, so I'm gonna give them $20. And if I get a game out of it, I get a game out of it. So
I just wonder if any of these people are taking advantage of the popularity of Kickstarter, saying they're going to do something, and then they just run off with the money.
But some they can't do that. That's against what Kickstarter will go after them for doing something like that, as far as like...
No, there's no guarantees.
Well, there isn't a guarantee, but you can't do something and just run off with the money on it. There are some checks and there's checks and balances, I guess, but...
Well, you can't...
None.
You can't shoot your firearm in a theater either, so I guess that would never happen.
Yeah.
Not trying to make light of it, but I'm trying to think of a way to say it doesn't matter what you can't do. People do it anyways.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the one that the FTC actually intervened, so this was a game from maybe about 2 years ago called The Doom that came to Atlantic City. And it wasn't anything spectacular, but I think they got something like 100,000. I could be totally wrong on that. I don't recall exactly, but it's somewhere around there. So they got 100,000, and then they found that the guy that was publishing it was using the money for other things, and then it wasn't going to come out. And I mean, there was nothing that happened. Actually, there's a company called Cryptozoic that then took the game on almost like as a PR thing, and they actually produced the game and they sent it to the backers. But the original person that did it, they got away with all that money. And then just this year, that's when the FTC stepped in and they went after him. But normally, Kickstarter is there just as a broker. They kind of screen the ideas to make sure that they're at least sort of sound.
Right.
Well, there was that guy that did the potato salad thing. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Like 50 grand collected, and the guy's just going to make potato salad.
Yep.
And people backed it. But anyway, so they at least check it to some degree. But then after that, they're just in there to get their 10% or whatever their fee is.
Right.
And then...
You should start a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If we get enough money, we'll record a show next week.
Yeah, exactly. Rob will play Shadow Complex.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a video game.
Yeah. But
I mean, yeah, so like I've kickstarted the Universum, and I kickstarted Game Tracker iPhone, which was Chalk One, Ola. Mark and I are familiar with Ola.
That's the only thing I've ever kickstarted.
Yeah, it was his iPhone app, and he produced it, and it's actually it's really nice. It's pretty neat. So, but yeah, that's the only thing I've kickstarted because I haven't really found much more that I really want at this time.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's kind of, hopefully the people that did get it. I hate to see them, but you're right. I hate to see these people lose out. But again, it is an investment. You're supposed to know going into it that you could give them all your money and never get anything out of it. So
yeah,
and that's why I typically don't do it. I
don't put your rent check into it.
I don't want to. Why am I going to give you something that? Oh, well, we're going to start building this. I get why it's a kind of cool idea because some games will get made that never will have a shot. But so it's just kind of sad to see something like this. It makes me wonder if there's something a little shady about it. You know, so maybe they can say, well, we did what we said we are going to do, but
Yeah.
up with the money maybe. And I'm not saying these guys did. Maybe they actually did go broke, but
Yeah, I actually did star and favorite some things called the Flame and the Flood, Human Resources, which is the same guys who did Planetary Annihilation. That one I really really wanted.
Wait, what was it called?
Human Resources,
No, what was the game called?
but that was the Human Resources.
No, the other one.
Planetary.
It starts with a.
Planetary Annihilation.
Okay.
Yeah.
you said something about Flame in the Flood too.
Well,
right?
yeah, these are I was rounding them all off, but like Road Redemption is like Road Rash from Sega, and it's on Steam now.
Sega.
You can get that one. So I have to go back and look at them to see if because some of them actually ended. Like I watch them, I kind of watch them when they get close to the end, and then when they get close to the end, if they've made their goal or whatever, then I'll put into it. Human Resources got canceled, and I was really bummed about that. But yeah.
How's that Kickstarter for Sonic on Xbox One that you put into?
I think they were going for like $60 million to finish it, and the lowest tier was $5, and currently they're at $5. So, and it's got 10 years left on the. It's a joke, Rob. It's a joke.
Yes.
But yeah.
That's it, guys. That's all for the roundtable. Unless you guys had anything else.
No, I had something on top of my head, but I forgot it.
All right,
Rob.
No, I'm good.
No, Rob is good. Everybody, he is talking today. Everybody's loving it.
That's right.
So to look like you're in the community, because you are a part of the community, you can go to cafepress.com/thisxboxlife and pick up some logoed gear, I guess, if you want to say it that way. So it's cafepress.com/thisxboxlife, and
take that straight out of this Xbox Life and put that on a shirt and sell it.
yeah. I don't know
Probably not.
walk around with a guy shooting a gun on my shirt.
No, just not.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I meant just that logo, but you probably can't. I'm sure it's protected.
Yeah. I don't think you can do that. But,
So.
all right. As a part of the community, you can go. You can send us voicemails and you can send us emails. To send a voicemail, go to thisxboxlife.com. Click on the right-hand side where it says "Send voicemail." Follow the prompts and send that, and we'll do it on the show. Or you can send an email to contact@thisxboxlife, like Mr. Sith Lord 66. And Rob, do you want to rattle off his email?
All right. So Sith Lord 66 writes in, "Hey guys, I was going to download my free upgrade to Windows 10 until I heard and researched a few things about it. This is some pretty scary stuff. So here we go. Put on those tinfoil hats. I had seen that Windows 10 has keyloggers and can access personal and hidden files. If I'm not mistaken, also deleted ones in which Windows 10 can share with law enforcement. Now, I do not break the law, but it's every American's right to privacy. Help talk me down the ledge. Thanks."
Come off the ledge. I don't believe it.
Yeah, if the NSA wants something, they're going to get it no matter what.
Yeah.
You probably need to be more concerned about what you're saying, doing, texting, emailing, surfing on your cell phone than you need to be worried about your probably actual home computer.
Yeah.
The cell phones is what I think they're more tied into, but
yeah. And so I don't want to go off on a rant or a tangent or anything. But it's every American's right to privacy. I do believe that. And
Americans, though.
What's that?
Only Americans, only those from North America.
Every human has a right to privacy, in my mind. But I will say here in America,
Because of his email,
yeah,
he said Americans' right, like no one else has a right to privacy.
yeah. So a couple things, and this isn't my words. I actually heard this, and I actually agree with it. Is you can't complain about your privacy here in America for a couple things. If you have a Facebook account, can't talk about privacy for one, because most of us are uploading or talking about every single thing we do, so it's not private, it's out there. And then the other thing is if people were concerned about privacy and are all for privacy, then I would say people that are being their conversations are being recorded and then given to like a TMZ and things like that, and then it hits the news, and then every news station plays it, even though the person was recorded and didn't know about it, and then their livelihood is completely destroyed. I would say then, as a whole, as America, and we all fed into it, and we all listened to it, and we all agree, like this guy should, this person, male or female, should lose their job, should lose their livelihood, then at that point we're saying no, nobody has any privacy, and you shouldn't be allowed to have it. So that's kind of one of my things, because I do believe that everybody should have the right to privacy. But if somebody recorded my conversation with my wife over the phone and then sent it to NBC and they put it on the news, and then all of a sudden I have to go into hiding because of something stupid I said, or if I would say anything stupid. The thing is at that point is everybody who's talking about it or yelling at me or anything like that, those people there as a society just don't believe in the privacy, and they don't believe in the First Amendment. So it's a little crazy thing, but yeah. So I saw a very interesting, just one more thing, a very interesting thing. I'll have to find it, but it's a video of these group of guys. They did a article, I guess if you want to say it, but it was a video. They went to University of Michigan and they talked to students there, because the University of Michigan's trying to put in some like gentle, be nice, don't say these things like crazy or insane or anything like that, because they're degrading and this and that. And they went around and just kind of asked, like, what do you believe you should be able to say this? And everybody's like, no, you shouldn't say that. No, you shouldn't be able to say that. And it was all just like, do you believe in the First Amendment? And they're like, well, I guess I do. I'm like, what? So, but yeah, it goes into a lot of things like that. And the people actually really made a good point. But yeah, sorry to go off on a tangent. Way to go, Sith Lord 66. You got me going crazy.
Sith Lord, you need to be more worried about the. I'd say be more worried about those drones too. Did you hear the story about? I guess there were some guys. This guy's daughter was in his backyard.
He shot it.
Eating, out by the pool, and some guys were flying a drone, hovering over their backyard with a video camera, or I think it was a video camera, like taking pictures of her. And the dad came out and blew it away with a shotgun.
Yeah. And
like he's the one that's getting in trouble for it. And I'm like, I'm all backing this dad. I'll be doing the same thing, man. I'm like, you're not gonna be videoing my daughter, like It's,
yeah.
And it's like, they just have no right. So yeah, we have to have some privacy. Period.
Yeah. I mean, if they were going over a fence, or if I didn't read it, I heard about it. If they were going and looking over a fence, or like a privacy fence or something like that, because obviously you don't own the air above your property, or like your airspace or something like that. I don't think you do. But I really wouldn't shoot it out of the air, because those things have like a 2-mile range on it. I'd wait to go back where it's at, and then find out who's flying it, and then they would have to deal with me.
Shock.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but yeah. So.
Yeah, it's just it's. I think that the dad, I still think.
Yeah.
I think he was in his right to do it myself.
Yeah, yeah.
He don't own the airspace, but those people don't have the right to come in and video somebody like
true.
That. that girl's privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care that he did that, and I don't think he should be in trouble for it. And for everybody, because we are a show, we're all parents and things like that. Don't come between a parent and their child. And if you don't have children yet, or if you're a person who's young, and you will understand when it happens. And definitely don't come between a father and his daughter, because you're just talking, you're in for some pain at that point.
But anyways, yeah, I mean, back to this question, you can come off the ledge. Everything now is connected. It's, you're not hiding anything, even on Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows XP. They can get what they want.
Yeah.
If you're truly worried, then you better not be on Facebook and Twitter and any other social media. You shouldn't be using them because, you're already sharing everything. And I don't know if Sith Lord uses those things, but, I get so fed up with these people that, like, we're complaining like the Xbox One. Oh, it's always on. Yet they're Facebooking, Twittering everything they do. What is your Xbox Online 24/7 gonna do? It's not giving out anything. You're giving everything up.
Right.
Oh, so it's just everything's connected nowadays. So just you got to go into everything knowing you don't have any privacy. I mean, that's just probably the safest way to do what you can to protect it. But
I love the people's like, Xbox is always on. You always have to have an internet connection. Who always has an internet connection as I'm typing this on the internet? Well, obviously you do, so be quiet.
Let's see, wasn't back when that was a big thing. Back when we were getting off dial-up, and you were getting off the even like original DSL, you had to like connect to it.
Oh yeah, dial-up.
Internet was huge. It's like, this was so awesome. You turn your computer on and you're just on the internet.
Right.
So it's been around forever.
Yeah.
You've been connected to the internet. Anybody can get your crap. Do what you want. Secure it the best you can. I work for a security company, for a computer security company. It doesn't matter what you have on there. If someone wants the stuff, they're going to get around it. It's just nature of IT.
And plus, Windows 10 is awesome. So don't miss out. Like, go upgrade to Windows 10. You'll be fine. So.
Yeah, and I can comment on some of the stuff that he brought up.
Rip it out and do a full rebuild. Don't upgrade.
Yeah, so
upgrading sucks.
What Sith Lord mentioned in particular with the keylogger, for example, that was something that was part of the Insider program, where Microsoft was basically doing beta software over the past year, maybe a little bit more. You could become a Windows Insider and get an early release of Windows 10 to essentially test. As part of testing in your EULA and such that you agreed to, when you install it, you're giving them information that they can then use to develop the software, because part of being a beta tester is to provide feedback. And they collected feedback automatically based on keyloggers and such. So there was one in there, and that was specific to the Insider program, the beta program. The final version is not supposed to have those things because they don't need to collect all that telemetry anymore. To talk about the other thing where they can access the files and such, from what I understand, a lot of this stuff was basically just taken by various sites on the internet and kind of blown out of proportion, is the best way to put it, I think. Accessing your files, that's in relation to things that you upload to the cloud. If you send Microsoft your files on, OneDrive, SkyDrive, whatever it's called, they're going to have your files. But that's a convenience to you. For all of these things, you give up if you have your computer and it's not connected to the internet, it's not connected to a network, it's a standalone machine, you're probably pretty secure. All your data's on there, no problem. As soon as you start using services that benefit you to some degree, that make your life easier, like cloud storage or like using Cortana. Cortana, in order to help you, has to know what you're doing. it needs access to your system, to your files, let's say to your email and such. Then it can help you. Yeah, your search habits. That's how Cortana learns to be useful to you. Otherwise, it's just, just like a search index or something like that. Or it's a way to pull up files by typing their names. So you're giving up part of your privacy to some degree in order to get this cool stuff. So do you need to give it up? No. But a lot of people do, and willingly.
Yeah,
so
channel access your files because it has the OneDrive integrated, right, for backing up all your stuff. So
yeah,
I mean it's a feature that people use all the time. With people were paying for services to back up their data up to a cloud.
Right.
So their hard drive ever crashed, everything was recoverable. Windows now just built it in with OneDrive. So it's you're gonna give up some of your privacies to have all those types of things.
But the thing is like, be aware. I mean, it's good to be aware and letting you to make the decision. Like, okay, I'm willing to allow this. Like, I'm not going to allow this. Certain things. Like, there's certain things that you don't want to allow. Like, definitely here in the States. Like, I don't want to let somebody know what type of ammunition I'm buying and how often, because then they know what type of guns I have, how many guns I have, and then they know where to come and find me, because that's, not good. If a government knows where to find all the guns, then obviously, they can come and try to take them and stuff like that. But then you're getting into a whole other situation at that point. So.
Yeah. To go back what we were saying a little bit ago, like the whole thing, like the Xbox One is connected and Kinect is always spying on you. People were freaking out about all that stuff. Yet, like I think when you mentioned it, they're posting everything on Facebook. What was that one where you check into places?
Oh,
it turned into, Foursquare.
Yeah. Like
Foursquare. I mean, I even did it for a little while, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm telling everybody where I am, and they can come find me.
There was a security guy on the news this morning. I think I saw it this morning. I can't remember if it was last night or this morning, but he was talking about the top 10 flashlight apps in the Android marketplace. Every one of them, so the top 10 by the most popular, top 10 downloaded free flashlight apps in the Android marketplace are all malware. And they're all spying on you, and they're all collecting your data. And it'll tell you, this is what we're going to gather from you. And people just hit yes.
Yeah, they didn't even look.
Free flashlight app. And he's like, why if all it has to do is turn on your light, why is it 5 meg download?
Yep.
He's like, it should be like 120K or something like that. He's like, it should be really tiny, and he's like, if it's megs, that don't download it, because it is, and this is I don't know what security company I was, that he represented, I don't recall, but I missed when he was first on, but I was kind of catching it half the conversation, but I was like, man, that's kind of interesting. And the same is, I'm sure, exact same thing for the iPhone store. And so he wasn't targeting Android. He was just trying to tell people, all these free apps and free things you download on your phones and your iPad or your tablets and your computers, you should read that stuff. Don't ignore it. Know what it's doing.
Yeah.
And Windows 10 is now, run by apps as well. So when you try to launch something, like the Xbox app, it says, hey, I want to get this data from you. Do you allow me to access this data? And if you don't, then the app doesn't work. But, so make sure you know what it's doing. But, yeah, we've run that around.
And I was just going to say, I'm not saying this just because of, us being sort of like a Microsoft connected loosely podcast, since we talk about the Xbox and such, but as far as things go and companies go, a lot of people knock Microsoft, and they do have the potential of getting a lot of information just because of the presence that they have. I mean, they create the operating system on your computer or on a lot of people's computers. But there's a lot worse companies out there than Microsoft. And I think Microsoft is, for the most part, pretty upfront with everything that they do. You know what I'm saying? They're not like
They do correct. They do patch the holes when they're found. I mean, we have Patch Tuesday. Every month you're getting updates to your OSs to fix any kind of security issues. So, yeah, they do try to take care of their customers and their product. And
well, not even just that, but they're not creating something like Microsoft Office in order to collect all the business information in the world. They're creating a product. They're creating a product and or a service. Not, I'll say Google, for example. They created Gmail so they could give you ads by, sifting through all of your email. That's a totally different reason to do something. And Microsoft, again, is pretty transparent, and they're nowhere near as bad as a lot of other companies out there.
yeah, I think
So I wouldn't worry about it.
I would say you're
Windows.
probably having your emails read if you're using Google, Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, whatever, any free email, which all of us are using free email.
Yep.
I don't know of anybody that pays for email. It's all free. So
Yeah.
they're reading everything. Their computers are scanning everything you do. So there's no privacy at all. So
Yeah, and the thing is, even
upgrade to Windows 10 and you'll be happy.
yeah, I just want to add what you were saying there about the email. Even if you do pay, like let's say, Mark, if you paid for email because you didn't want your stuff read, as soon as you send it to me, as soon as you send me your email, it'll be read. So you can't escape it.
Right.
As soon as it hits my Gmail, I'll get my ad.
Yep.
So yeah, Sith Lord, I wouldn't worry about it. Just grab Windows 10, enjoy it, and it's actually a really nice OS. You'll like it.
Yeah.
Take off your tinfoil hat.
Yeah. On my tablet, I've got it on. I've upgraded the kids in my PCs, and I'm going to do the wife's probably this weekend. So I also actually bit the bullet, and I bought Office 365. I went ahead and bought a subscription. I hate to do that, but I'm like,
Yeah.
4 machines that really need, and I've been wanting Office on my Surface.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I've got 4 machines that really could benefit from having Office, and when you buy a subscription, you can put it on 5 machines, and you get all the updates.
Cool.
New version. So if they get a new version the next year, you get it. So
Yeah, actually, if you price it out and you don't do the 5 machines and you just do a single license, which I think is like $69 a year or something like that, you get a terabyte or 2 terabytes of cloud storage, which is actually cheaper than Dropbox. So if you work on all Windows machines at that point, then it's a great buy. So
you need it in multiple family, on multiple machines in your house.
yeah, it's only $99 then. So
and you can put it on 5 devices. So I've been avoiding it for a long time. I bit the bullet this week and did it. So
cool.
Install was quick. I couldn't believe how fast it installed
Oh yeah.
the internet. I'm like, dude, I can't install Office this fast off a disk.
Yeah.
I was shocked. It was like a matter of like 2 minutes, and the whole suite was installed, and it just puts it all out there. So I was like, wow. But anyways, we are way off track of video gaming today.
Yeah, we need to go. I've been dropping some frames, by the way. So
Yeah.
let's
and
finish this up.
yeah, talking about quick installs, even Windows 10 just installs super fast.
Oh,
It's unbelievable. I mean, it almost seems like it takes like 15, 20 minutes tops.
Yeah, that's mine was fast like that.
Lies.
Well, not when you have to
Your
install 7,
experience
then
may
8.
vary. Your experience may vary.
Windows 8, and I had to upgrade to Windows 10. Piece of crap.
Yeah, your experience may vary.
Don't upgrade it. Just do fresh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But isn't it once you upgrade that hard way, then you're good to do a fresh install with 10, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just launched that. Well, anyways, we're way off track, but
Yeah.
I did that skip the line thing, and you can go out to the website and click on the thing, and it basically downloads Windows 10 for you.
Right. But didn't you have to install 7, then upgrade to 8, then upgrade to 10?
Yes.
Yeah, but that was just to upgrade your key. But now from that point on that machine, you can do straight 10.
I don't have an image or anything to go. I don't have a disc or anything. It was all done online. So,
Right.
if I crash and burn again, I would have to probably go the same route, 7, 8.
No, you can go straight to 10.
I wouldn't even know how to get that image though. But anyways,
Yeah, download an ISO. But anyway, okay.
Yep.
Let's
All
retail
right.
releases.
Nope. First we gotta say that you can follow us on. Oh no, my stuff stopped responding. Oh, there we go. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/thisxboxlife. You can hit Facebook, facebook.com/groups/thisxboxlife. And now it is time for the new releases.
All right, for Xbox One coming up, we have The Bridge coming out on the 14th. That is Friday. Also on Friday is Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings. Whenever I see that title, Super Mega, I always think of Super Happy Cat for some reason. Anyway, then we also have Zombie or Zombie. I think it's Zombie with an I at the end. That's coming out on the 18th, which that's Tuesday next week.
Yep.
On the 360, we have nothing.
Nope.
And yeah, so that's about it for the retail releases. If you'd like to pick up some accessories for your Xboxes or accessories for your life, anything that you want, I guess, make sure to use our Amazon affiliate link. Just go to thisxboxlife.com and click on the Amazon link on the right-hand side. That'll take you to Amazon where you can purchase whatever you want. And the show will get a teeny tiny itty bitty teensy weensy portion of the sale for directing you to Amazon. Kind of like a little finder's fee. Does not cost you anything extra, but it just helps out your favorite podcast. And then make sure to do that each and every time that you do your shopping at Amazon, because it's only good for 24 hours or until the affiliate link is replaced by somebody else's affiliate link. So make sure to use it each and every time. Then if you're on iTunes for your podcasting pleasure, listening, etc., make sure to rate us 5 stars. And that helps us get noticed on the iTunes store and helps us get featured, move up in the ranks and that good stuff. So, please do that if you are part of the iTunes crowd. And I believe that's it for episode 54, right, guys?
Yes.
I think you're correct.
Yep, that is correct. So we will see everybody next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And with that, I'm Brian BJ Swick 33.
I'm Rob, also known as Presar. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch y'all next week.
And I'm Mark, aka Wingman709, taking off.
Have a good one.